So welcome once again to the Caribbean Junior Culinary Conference. This conference is held in Barbados annually and brings together all of our aspiring young chefs from across the Caribbean. This event includes workshops and seminars designed specifically for our young culinarians. There is also the Caribbean Junior Dueling Challenge, which forms part of this great conference for our youth. Welcome to the Junior Dueling Challenge, and this is the Caribbean version of the Junior Dueling Challenge. This is the final round of our mystery basket competition. Remember, this is all part of our Caribbean Junior Culinary Conference, the only conference of its kind in the Caribbean, and we're continuing to grow and grow and grow. And the effort here is to make sure our culinary juniors, or juniors in the culinary field, understand and retain what brought us to this point as far as culinary is concerned. That culinary crisis, we know that happened all across the Caribbean, not only in Barbados, but across the Caribbean, and it will continue if we don't make this a really rich and rewarding conference for our juniors. Now, the theme of this whole season was celebrating culture through cuisine. We're always talking about culture in the Caribbean, all sorts of culture, dance culture, music culture, art, craft, all that. But I'm one who believes there is no culture richer than our culinary culture. Food is the center of everything, and we must be there. We set the mood, and we set the place. So therefore, this program is aimed at teaching all the youngsters about our traditional foods, or their traditional foods from each island. And here, we saw it came out in the first round, Chef Reggie. First round, which was the national dish round, when they were asked to produce anything that they had that was local and make it really fantastic. How was that one for you?
Yeah, that was excellent. And it's good to see the legacy goes on, because we do not want to kill that legacy. You know, it's important that that is enriched in the children, you know, at that stage, at that foundation, because regularly we have grandparents and great-grandparents that just goes off with all the secrets. You know, so it's good that we invest in the youngsters and let them continue that legacy.
That's correct. Remember, if we lose that, you'd have lost your identity altogether. All right, so to help us to continue this development of our Caribbean cuisine, this week will be Team St. Lucia and Team Barbados. Can you all both join us over here, please? Now remember, this stage is a mystery basket. So what we're going to do is we're going to reveal the mystery basket. Remember, once you get this, you have 5 minutes to meet with your coaches and your managers. Then you have 45 minutes to prepare for us 3 plates. 3 plates that must include the protein, the starch, the vegetable, a sauce or gravy of some sort. Is that clear? Now I ask all the other teams, so I have to ask you, what would you like to see in this basket?
Anything.
Ready for anything?
Yeah.
You?
You same thing?
They're ready for anything, Team Barbados. Okay.
Anything. Same.
I wonder why I knew that was coming. So now then, you can uncover your baskets there. Let's see what you have. Oh, that big sigh coming here from Team Barbados. Now, what do we have here? We have pork tenderloin, chicken breasts, chicken drums, codfish, Capri Sun juices, and Aunt Jemima syrup. Sounds like a lot in this basket, though. I think they had it planned for you, Barbados and St. Lucia. It sounds like quite a lot in here. Of course, and again, there's chocolate.
My favorite.
Yeah? Your favorite? Yeah. But it's the cook with, though, not to eat. Your favorite.
Points for eating, too.
You see that part of it?
You should get points for eating that chocolate.
Okay, so that's what it is. It is chicken breast, pork tenderloin, and chicken drums. Those are the 3 proteins. Remember, they can use 2 of them. They can use all 3 if they so desire, but they are only required to use 2. And then there's the chocolate, there's the Capri Sun juice, and some salted cod, as well as that Aunt Jemima syrup. What comes to mind? Anything?
Yeah, something, but keep it secret.
Same thing, right?
What?
Anything?
Us too.
Yeah, they're not revealing anything.
So you know what? I'm going to give them some time now. 5 minutes with their coaches or managers. Can come over, please. You can come over, spend your 5 minutes with them. After that, we'll be right back to to see how Barbados and St. Lucia tackle this basket on the Junior Dueling Challenge. DC Media, the home of culinary excellence. We bring you the best in culinary education, information, and entertainment. Just tune in to a range of programs such as Caribbean Cuisine, all you need to know about what is happening with what we grow and produce in our region. In need of excitement? Join us in the culinary arena for the Caribbean Junior Dueling Challenge. Here, the best of our junior culinary minds meet in exciting kitchen duels to determine which island will reign supreme as the Caribbean Junior Dueling Challenge champion. In need of some culinary education? Then, be a part of our annual Caribbean Culinary Conference, where top educators from across the world share their knowledge and expertise with our culinarians. Just want a relaxing moment? Then join Chef Edie in his kitchen for a casual meal or an easy-to-digest experience. DC Media, the place for your culinary satisfaction. Welcome back to the culinary arena. We're set for a most interesting battle between Barbados and St. Lucia. With again, half of St. Lucia seem to be here for this competition. You have 45 minutes. We're here with the coaches. You had your discussion with your students.
Yes, we spoke.
Comfortable, confident,
Yes, they're very confident.
and over here, St. Lucia.
Yes, and did you give the instructions to your team?
Yes, I did.
Excellent.
So you're comfortable. They're up for the battle again, right?
Very much so.
Against Barbados. Now, you know what? We'll see in 45 minutes what happens. 45 minutes to produce 3 plates. 1 protein on there, starch, vegetable, and a sauce or gravy. 45 minutes, which will start right now. So the battle is on between Team Barbados and Team St. Lucia once again, and it seems as though every year these teams tend to pick each other when they're up there. Although in this round, it is not a battle against country. It's that you're going for the gold medal, gold, silver, and bronze. So you're competing against a standard at this point. Well, if we come over here to the Team Barbados, remember that you have 10 minutes with a basket in front of you. So you need to pick everything for those 3 portions from the basket very early before the judges come in and whisk them away. You're still another 7 minutes away from that. So you have some time to pick up anything else you need from the basket.
Yeah, over in Team St. Lucia, I see they select 1 protein already. She's busy deboning her chicken breast, getting it off the bone nice and neatly, while her partner is working on the fruit. Looks like mango she's peeling and putting in the blender.
So some potatoes being peeled here by Team Barbados. That potatoes, 1 large sweet potato. While that's being peeled, some peppers being cut on the second side of the arena by the Barbados team. So red peppers being cut, and some herbs have already been shredded apart there. So some yellow peppers in as well. So seems that they're getting their herbs and everything together for this application.
On Team St. Lucia side, she's busy working with the chicken breast. She completely has it off the bone. She's making some pockets of some sort, so I presume some stuffing or the other is going to go in that chicken breast as well.
It's always difficult to tell with these students what's going to be happening because they are so creative, and the things that you think as an experienced chef they're going to do, they just throw you a curveball every time.
That is correct.
The first 5 minutes has gone by. It seems all pretty calm in the arena so far. Barbados and St. Lucia, they seem just moving along quietly at this point.
Yes, and well focused as well, because both team players, they're concentrating on what they're doing. They obviously had a plan because they used that 5 minutes wisely to talk with their coaches. So they're basically executing it at this stage.
So you said St. Lucia, they're using fresh coconut water, coconut jelly in their application as well?
And Malibu flavored coconut rum.
Coconut rum, yeah. what I saw over on the Barbados side was a chicken drum, so I don't know exactly how they're going to treat that, but whatever they're going to do with that, as I always tell them, it's chicken drum. If you're not going to remove the bone, if you intend to cook it whole, that's something you have to start very, very early. And they have the pork in there as well.
Yeah, that is correct. With the pork, not much worry about that. You sear that you get in the oven, but as you said, with the chicken drum, if you don't remove that bone, you need to get that in the oven as early as possible.
Judges are already looking on very early in the competition. I mean, they've been working really hard and giving some good information, good advice to these students here on the set.
Yeah, so some nice skills being displayed there from Team St. Lucia. She's dicing her onions.
That's correct. Nice work being done there. Well, with the peppers on the side of the St. Lucia team being roasted on the oven, the herbs and spices being chopped by Barbados team as well as those chicken drums being made into a lollipop style of chicken. We are going to take our first break. When we come back, we'll see what happened to that chicken. We'll see where that roasted sweet pepper goes. Right here in the culinary arena where Caribbean Junior Dueling Challenge will continue. Okay, 35 to 39.9 will bring you a bronze medal. 40 to 44.9 will bring you a silver. 45 to 50 will bring you a gold in the culinary arena. If you can get that, then you will have your medals. Anything under that, you will get a certificate of participation. So you know what? We are going for the gold. That was said by a team as they came in this year for the competition. 35.39 will get you the bronze. 35 to 39.9 will get you the bronze. 40 to 44.9 will get you the silver. 45 to 50 will win you the gold. Remember, the 3 highest scoring teams this year will go on to battle for that championship, the Junior Dueling Challenge Chef of the Year. And that will be a mystery basket competition as well. And you get the trophy and everything that goes along with it. So, Barbados, they're getting ready to do what appears to be a pané here because the flour is there, some panko breadcrumbs are there, and I can see the eggs cracked and being beaten, so I think that will spell to me a pané is coming somewhere along the line.
Over by Team St. Lucia, the protein, which is the chicken breast, is being marinated, their herbs and their spices. The pork was diced and is actually being minced, so I presume that's going to be used to stuff the same chicken breast. Well, it looks like sweet potato was sliced on the mandolin, and she's carefully marinating that. I'm not sure what liquid. It looks like water for right now, though.
So some flour being placed on the chicken here of the team Barbados. So that tells me definitely a pan is in store. Into the egg wash. And then, of course, that will go right on to the breadcrumbs to get that coated in that lollipop style and fried off. In the meantime, the pork from the Barbados team is being sauteed with lots of herbs there. As you pass by there, you can get the aroma of all those herbs right here from Team Barbados, with the herbs being cooked with the pork at this time.
And you can see a sense of urgency taking place in the St. Lucia kitchen as well. They're not waiting for the last minute. They're putting a pet in their step, basically, which is good to keep in control of your time management.
Now some wine is going into that pork with herbs there on the side of Team Barbados. So that's the flavor of some cooked wine in there and pork. Now wine and pork and herbs. You're off to a good start for me.
But I love the urgency that Team St. Lucia is moving with. They're not taking anything for granted, even though it's a bit early.
I guess they have learned the lessons from the previous teams that went 1 or 2 minutes over time, and with a competition that is so close, 1 point could be a real serious problem if you get there. The chicken from the Barbados team now being put into the fryer here on the side of Team Barbados. That breaded chicken is now gone into the fryer, so that's being cooked up very, very early. and the rush continues here on the side of Barbados as well. Is a sense of serious urgency. Some more wine again goes into the dish of Team Barbados and being reduced right now. So it's, and they think that some balsamic vinegar. So if the wine isn't acid enough, then they want a few squirts of balsamic vinegar to make sure that dish is flavored correctly.
The chicken is being stuffed indeed with the pork, as I suspected earlier. So Team St. Lucia is getting ready to stuff their protein as well.
The chicken from Barbados is now being taken out of the fryer with that crusting on the outside. So that clearly will be headed straight to the oven really early, with about 25 minutes to go. That's the way you have to do it. Make sure you get it into the oven, a high oven, really early to make sure that chicken drum is cooked completely.
And I can see some chocolate being melted on the stove. You know, they have their bain-marie of water there, the bowl of chocolate. But they have to be careful with the temperature. You know, you don't want it too high. Still intense focus going on. You know, the girls are concentrating on what they're doing, which is good. You know, they need to keep a level head at this case. No need to panic. Still 25 minutes remaining on the clock.
So we're back with this sauce on the side of Barbados that had all of that wine and some balsamic vinegar. But look, the Capri Sun is going in there as well. So there's the juice in there as well. Now I can tell you, that sauce will have to be loaded with flavor with all those herbs, plus wine, plus balsamic vinegar, plus Capri Sun juice. I can only imagine what that sauce will taste like. And now it's being reduced to add to that. That flavor will clearly be very, very strong by the time it's done.
Yes, and speaking about sauce and flavors, you know, you can get a nice aroma coming from over here in Team St. Lucia as she's reducing her sauce as well. She has some carrots in there that she sauteed and infused earlier o'clock. She just added some heavy cream, and now she's reducing it.
Over on the Barbados side, you can see some squash now on the board being prepared. It looks like for the veg part of it, sauce is being tasted. It seems like she's quite comfortable with the flavor coming from the sauce there. And what they did with the saltfish, they put it in some liquid to boil it out a little bit more. So it'll be interesting to see what's going to happen with the saltfish. Remember, saltfish was one of the items in that mystery basket. So it'll be interesting to see how they deal with the saltfish over here. It's being boiled and looks like it's being picked as well. As hot as it is, she's just picking it away, making sure she gets exactly what she wants done to it. Plantain now is on the board for the Barbados team. So some plantain cut, being cut here by the team, and so it's squash and there's plantain that's being taken care of. I also see at the end of the table here some red cabbage that has been shredded and it's been sitting there in the bowl. So I guess some red cabbage will be used for some application as well by the Barbados team. That's been cut there for a while, just sitting there. So we wait to see what's going to happen to that red cabbage.
And guess what? I think for the first time I'm seeing some cheese, some grated cheese, cheddar cheese. I mean, you can't be in the Caribbean and not have cheese.
You better believe that. Yeah, I'm surprised that it took this long to get the cheese broken out.
And it's good to see them clean as they go, you know, because you don't want to leave it until the last minute, until you have so much cluster. They always get good points for when they clean as they go because the chef is watching on, the judges is watching on for that hygiene practice.
You see, for the first time this season, we have a sanitation and safety expert in the form of Chef Jeff Roots from Chefs Helping Chefs. And he's all about serve safe. And that is what we'll be looking at in the times to come, serve safe. So he's now the kitchen police as far as sanitation is concerned. He's been all over the kitchens for the whole season, just making sure that these students do exactly, or these young chefs do exactly what they're supposed to do as far as sanitation, safety, and hygiene is concerned.
Chef Rod?
Yes, they've been doing wonderful. I like this group. They've been cleaning as they go. Both the Barbados team and the St. Lucia team have been doing really, really well.
Excellent. Beautiful looking chicken over here from Team St. Lucia. You know, seared to perfection. I love the colors. It's chicken breast, as you know, so it won't take that long to cook, so they still have to watch the temperature. As we have 20 minutes remaining on the clock, 20 minutes.
And the Barbados team, they're cooking chicken as well. They chose the chicken as well, but they chose the chicken drums. And I was told they stuffed it with peanut butter and chocolate. So the chicken drumstick was stuffed with peanut butter and chocolate before it was coated with that panko breadcrumbs. You know what? I've never had chicken thigh drums stuffed with chocolate in my life. So I'm telling you, so every year we see something new, something different. You know what is interesting here though, Chef Reggie? No fire at all on the Barbados side. All the stoves are off. I don't know if that's an indication that the cooking is already done and under control, or it's just that they're just sitting there. But with 18 minutes to go, the fires are off, but chopping is still going on.
Yes, and as you said, they give you curveballs. You don't know what to expect. We can be presumptuous, but sometimes they prove us wrong. So we have to leave it and see what they bring to the table. But over on Team St. Lucia, they already seared their chicken. So the chicken is finished. It's just a matter of, if they're going to reheat it, if they think it's done. But we'll wait and see. While her team member, she's working on the roasted pepper. She blitzed it with one of the other ingredients. That's the Jemima pancake syrup. And she's having a go at it in the blender.
With that 17 minutes, 30 seconds to go, we're going to take another break. When we come back, we will see. I can promise you it will get heated here, and we see exactly what is done with all the preparation that has been taking place here in the culinary arena. In about 2 minutes, Junior Dueling Challenge will be right back. DC Media, the home of culinary excellence. We bring you the best in culinary education, information, and entertainment. Just tune in to a range of programs such as Caribbean Cuisine, all you need to know about what is happening with what we grow and produce in our region. In need of excitement? Join us in the culinary arena for the Caribbean Junior Dueling Challenge. Here, the best of our junior culinary minds meet in exciting kitchen duels to determine which island will reign supreme as the Caribbean Junior Dueling Challenge champion. In need of some culinary education? Then, be a part of our annual Caribbean Culinary Conference, where top educators from across the world share their knowledge and expertise with our culinarians. Just want a relaxing moment? Then join Chef Edie in his kitchen for a casual meal or an easy-to-digest experience. DC Media, the place for your culinary satisfaction. Back here in the culinary arena, this is in kitchen number 2 where we have the Barbados team, and in time to see some herbs, lots of herbs being sauteed here. It looks like this is being prepared for the salt fish. It looks like some plantain is in there as well, and in a saute pan next to that I was quite right. There goes the salt fish in there. So that salt fish was just boiled out a bit, and now it's being added to some plantain and lots of herbs. And right next to that, some apples, some golden apples were diced and now are being sauteed with that with that olive oil spread as well. So that is being taken care of here on the side of Barbados.
Over by Team St. Lucia, we see the chocolate is being worked into their sauce. All right, so they're using another component of that mystery basket item. I see banana is being sliced as well. So something tropical is about to happen as well from over the Team St. Lucia.
Interesting over here as well, Chef Reggie, the syrup has now been added to the cottage salted cod. So we're having some syrup called salted cod with a syrup flavor here from Barbados. Of course, the herbs and the spices are all in there as well. So that flavor should be very, very interesting.
Sounds sweet.
That sauce that they were making, that strong wine sauce that the Barbados team was making before, has just been added to the apples, the sauteed apples. So that the apples are now being poached in that sauce as well. 14 and a half minutes to go. And the cooking is well and truly on here in the culinary arena. Now that saltfish with herbs and plantain has just been added to the sweet potato. So lots of flavor is being added. You know, the judges always tell you, when you give you something, bring it back to me with times 3 or 4. Well, that's the case here with Team Barbados, because they got sweet potato there, and now they have in that some salted cod in it. They have some herbs in there, some spices in there as well, plantain as well in there, and now they're mixing away with that that olive oil spread being added to it as well.
And we see the constant use of the olive oil, so again, remember there's a price for that, the use of the product. That adds good flavor as well. All right. The sauce is being refined. You know, it's testing. She's whisking it. She's tasting it. She's making sure the consistency is right. Yeah, with 12 minutes left on the clock. 12 minutes. Seeing a bit more urgency from Team St. Lucia. They're moving a bit faster. I see the chicken breast is being placed on the half-sheet pan. She's placing it in the oven. But remember, we have 12 minutes to go, so still a lot of time.
That cabbage we spoke about earlier, check that cabbage and the squash has now been put in that hot pan. And so again, she's bringing that balsamic vinegar close by. So that acidity is being carried all the way through the cooking in the Barbados team. It has gone into everything so far that this lady has been doing. The sauces is in there. When she did the apples, it was in there. Now she's doing the cabbage, and it's in there as well. So you're looking forward to see that really vinegar flavor and that sweetish balsamic vinegar flavor all the way through the production.
Still some prepping going on over by Team St. Lucia. You know, she's prepping her carrots. Looks like the veg component of the dish is coming together as well, because I see they have some individual ramekins of the gratinated carrots that they had with the sauce in the oven. So it's just a matter of that coming out, and that won't need any attention as long as it's just gratinated. That's it. They add it to the plate.
Chef Schmidtke here taking a dip into that sauce. I think, you know what, it just kind of drew him to it, I guess, because I was watching as well. Now, if I wasn't doing the commentary here, I would probably have dipped into that a long time ago. So, they've got toss of the apples. Maybe you should get a little closer to him. Maybe you can ask him, what do you think of the flavor of that sauce, Chef?
Yeah, I couldn't help but taste that. That was just something to die for, really. The flavors in that, the little bit of taste of the red wine, the balsamic vinegar, the apples are coming out. The reduction on that is going to be whatever it's going to be used for. It's going to be amazing, I think.
And that's the way we talk about it here. Get the flavors and try to extract as many flavors as you can. Build them and develop them as much as you can. The apples are just being poached in there. I'm sure they'll be a good addition, a good texture, and that extra flavor as well. Now this is the pressure time. When it gets down to those single digits there as far as timing is concerned. You know, the good thing about the Barbados team, they did their chicken very early, got it into the oven as well. So that's been in there for quite some time. I think that'll be okay. So the cooking of the cabbage and the stir frying. Now the choice of cooking here too is very interesting. They didn't choose to boil their vegetables. They kind of saute those vegetables, and that always keeps the flavor of the product stronger because there's no water added, so no reduction in flavor. The plates now has gone into the oven, and then you see what's going to happen with that sauce that Chef Mansfresh spoke about earlier.
Yes, and the chicken breast that was placed in the oven by Team St. Lucia, they take it out of the oven and is resting now, which is good because remember one of the teams had, overcooked the chicken breast earlier, so I hope they were listening because breast cooks very quickly, and the worst thing you can have is a dry breast.
You know what is really interesting here? Not a lot of verbal communication going on between these chefs, either side of the arena. So it means they've been trained really well. They came in with a plan, and they're just about executing. Not a lot of verbal communication on either side. That is a good sign for me.
Yeah, that is correct because, each team member basically has it down pat. They know what they have to do, and they're getting on with it.
8.5 minutes to go. We're going to take our final break in this round. When we come back, we'll take you all the way down to the end of the final match in the mystery basket competition when Caribbean Junior Julie Talons continues. Seven minutes to go to the end of the second part of the Junior Julian Challenge Culinary Competition. Remember, this is all part of the Caribbean Junior Culinary Conference. This is now the competition part of that conference. We had over the first 2 or 3 days, that's the workshops done by chefs that came in, taught all of our students all they need to know about certain things, such as laminated doughs, sanitation, safety, bar technology, mixology using local fruits and vegetables, and all those things there. I'm just being reminded here by Chef Roats that The first presentation by Chef Anton Dubs was on molecular gastronomy. So we had molecular gastronomy, we had laminated doughs, we had sanitation and safety, serve safe, and we had mixology, mixing cocktails with the Barbadian or Caribbean influence by that local chef, local bartender, Jamal Bowen. But as we speak though, Barbados, with 5.5 minutes to go, have started the plating on here. So they have timed their run pretty well. I always tell them 2 minutes per plate. There are 3 plates, you need about 6 minutes to complete your plating. With 5.5 minutes to go, they're started plating. So they're listening carefully. 2 minutes per plate, and that's all you need to get that perfect plate presented. And so the cooking is done, and they're now molding that potato that has in it the salted cod, and the herbs, and the plantain. So there should be interesting flavors in that mold as it comes to the judges.
Yes, and over in Team St. Lucia, they have not taken out their plates as yet, but they have the plates in the oven, getting ready to plate. I see they're putting the final touches on the vegetables. Looks like they're tying them with some chives. All right. Again, a nice substitute. If the chive doesn't work, I see some green beans in there. So, you know, creativity.
What is noticeable about this round is that it never built up to a rush. It seems like the plan was so well executed, it was just a calm pace all the way through, down to the end, because here is St. Lucia now, taking the plates out as well, with just about 4 minutes to go. So still enough, more than enough time to get those plates done and presented beautifully.
Yes, and especially if they have a game plan of placing the items on the plate. If they know exactly where each item is going to go, you know, they have enough time.
What is interesting too about on the side of Team Barbados is how they use that their pork. I was looking at the pork and I thought, you know, how are they going to use this pork? I just saw them cut it up and put it in the pan. But they didn't use the pork itself. What they did was they made the sauce from the pork. So that's interesting. Pork and wine. And that is a very interesting use of an item in the community kitchen, in the mystery basket. The chicken is now coming out of the oven from Team Barbados, and that has been in there from the very early, so that the brown, the nice crisp brown on the outside, so that texture should be prevalent there as far as Barbados is concerned. Now the sauce, that rich apple sauce, pork and apple sauce with wine is now really beautiful color in there, making sure she gets the pieces of apple in there, which is a fantastic thing. Make sure that chunk and that excitement is coming there for the judges as well. It's not only a sauce, but now you have those chunks of apple in there as well. Really good stuff going on from Team Barbados. 2 minutes to go for the plating to be completed. So St. Lucia, they're all getting ready to plate. And Barbados, they are started their plating, well advanced in their plating. So the apples are there. Now the chicken is going on as well. So the chicken is there, the sauce is there, the vegetables are there in the form of the cabbage and the squash, and the starch is there. St. Lucia falling a little bit behind here. They have 1.5 minutes to go, and those 3 plates have not started as yet. Here goes the sauce, the swiping going on. There might be maybe a minute or so over time. But you know what? I always say to them as well, if you are going to go over time, make sure you make very good use of that additional minute. And I'm sure St. Lucia is experienced enough, and the coaches are experienced enough that they will know and understand exactly how to do that. There is the chicken.
Yes.
Going on to the board now by saying beautifully sliced chicken, looking beautiful here, color is great, and now the vegetables that have been cut and tied with chive. With 30 seconds to go, Barbados with their finishing touches on the plate. St. Lucia still rushing along, trying to get that sauce on the plate, and now their protein is still outstanding. Here is the second sauce, it looks like, going on to the plate. A kind of something that was baked going on to the plate with 15 seconds to go. 9,
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And that's time for this round. Barbados, they are on the table, but St. Lucia continues to plate. The components are beautiful. The vegetables are beautifully cooked and tied in a sack. Now this kind of a mousse type thing is being taken out of that ramekin to go on the plate. I like the presentation here. That is a beautiful presentation here from Team St. Lucia, but they have to get ahead with it. That's 1 point they'll be losing at this point. They're going to try, they have to try to make sure not to lose many more than those 2 points. 30 seconds overtime, so there's still about 30 seconds before they can lose the second point. And the sauce, that chocolate kind of sauce is going on there. It's going on. And that's still under 2 minutes, so they're still only losing 1 point. Some brushing up and dusting is going on. But 25 seconds remaining in that 1 minute of overtime. Here comes the play of St. Lucia with 1 minute gone. I think the clock will stop at this time, so they're only going to lose, Chef?
One point.
1 point will be taken away, so they've only lost 1 minute. So as the clock was stopped by Chef Rutz, but a beautiful presentation nonetheless. When we come back, we'll hear what the judges have to say about these presentations and also the flavor right here in the culinary arena when the Caribbean Junior Dueling Challenge will continue. Welcome back to this, the last of our matches in the mystery basket round. At the end of this round of the competition, all the scores from this round will be added to the scores from the mystery signature dish round or that national dish round, and you will hear your gold medal awarded. And of course, the top 3 scoring teams will go on to battle for the grand prize of the Junior Dueling Challenge champion. That's the Caribbean champion, of course. This round has been a really, really good one.
Yes, very exciting, as we anticipated, because, as you said, this is the final round. If they would have scored a low score in the top round, they had the chance to make it up with this round.
And make it up they did, because there were some really fantastic presentations, and none less than we've seen today from Barbados and St. Lucia. These two teams always tend to push each other, though, because it's just this rivalry that's been developed within the program between Barbados and St. Lucia. So they always tend to push each other, don't you think?
Yes, good, clean, healthy competition, that is, though.
That's the way it always starts. Let's hear now from the judges, though. Presentations are beautiful. Let's hear what the judges had to say. Let's start with Team Barbados.
Okay, so like we had observed you for the last 45 minutes, and I got to tell you, there had been so much skill gone into this particular dish. Not only that, but a lot of flavor that came with that, and the flavors that you have brought into it with using the red wine reduction and the apples and the balsamic. I mean, it was just amazing. The saltfish with the yuca and the plantains in here was just a really nice combination of flavors that you have brought together. Couple things that I want to mention here on this particular dish, that when we did cut into the chicken, it was also on the raw side. Okay, that was the only really negative part that we saw on that. However, don't let that, because I ate the outside, I couldn't help but eat the outside of the chicken because if you flavored it with the chocolate and the peanut butter, and the skin was such a great flavor. Keep in mind, keep it longer in the fryer, keep it long in the oven, slower cooking, know that drumstick is a big drumstick. Know that there is a lot of meat that needs to be cooked inside, especially with the bone in. Just keep that in mind. Anything different you would have done? Anything else you would have changed? What are your thoughts?
Maybe I would have changed, keeping the drumstick in the fryer for a little longer and taking down the temperature, which I should have done.
Yeah, that's just what we had said, and you know that already, but listen, this is this is what a competition is all about. This is what we learn, what we give back, and what we take home from it. If it was perfect, then there would not be anything to learn. So please don't be discouraged by anything like this. It's only encouragement, So how about a round of applause from Team Barbados here? Thank you.
Great job there from Chef Cjcc and the Team Barbados. Next up is Team St. Lucia.
Good afternoon, ladies. I'll do the reverse. I'll ask you what you thought about your performance in the dish
you produced from the mystery basket today?
Well, I'm very happy, about both of us' performance and happy about our dish.
And your partner?
Well, I love the dish. We did great. We did a good job, so I'm proud of the both of us.
I'll just break it down a bit. I'll break it down with 2 comments, okay? One, overall, your dish is very nice. Beautiful flavors, bursting with color, okay? And very, very, very tasty. And I love your presentation. A very good job. Right? That was my one comment. And my other comment is too small on the starch, too small on the veg. Okay? The Tide bundle, beautiful. Probably 2 more of them with this, beautiful. Starch, a little more also. And that's the only sort of downward thing I could say about this dish. And it regards portion size. Okay? But otherwise, everything else, all the rest of the components, very, very good job.
So, as usual, we stand here, we try to read the judges' comments, and if you are a competitor and you heard the comments just made, what would be your take on that?
Yeah, well, I would also look at the body language from the teams, because you put in your confidence in the dish, and you're positive, you're confident. You can't hide that, that passion, you bring that to the table. But judging from the descriptive adjectives that the judges uses, it's kind of obvious, yeah.
Kind of obvious, there's some good scores. So you know what? We will know this come next week when you join us, because now our tabulators will be out there putting them all together. Scores from this round, scores from your national this round. They'll be put together. You'll be awarded your medals, your gold, silver, and bronze medals as you would have won, or you're also ran if you didn't get that 35 to give you a bronze medal. And you'll know that at our breakfast meeting tomorrow morning. You will also know the 3 highest scoring teams. Those 3 teams, though, will have to be ready to cook immediately because they go straight in to the finals right after the breakfast meeting and right after the announcement of those 3 highest scoring teams. The medals and trophies and prizes and gifts will all be awarded at our grand dinner and gala after our grand finals, which you'll see and you'll hear all of the winners of the medals and the finalists right here from the Caribbean Junior Dueling Challenge. DC Media, the place for your culinary satisfaction.